All right, today we are diving into something huge. It's an investment thesis, yeah, but it's really about a revolutionary AI platform that could completely change how we discover new medicines. We're talking about piecing together all these scattered clues in our medical knowledge to find cures that, get this, might already be hiding in plain sight. Okay, let's start with a number, a really big one, $2.6 billion. That is the average cost to develop just one new drug. It's a crazy figure that's just ballooned over the years. And it's why life-saving treatments are often so expensive and, frankly, so rare. So the obvious question is, why? Why is it so expensive and so slow? Now, you might be thinking, oh, it's the fancy lab equipment or the super long clinical trials. And yeah, that's part of it. But the real reason, the big one, is a massive hidden problem right at the core of medical research. So here's the problem. It's actually got a name, the biomedical knowledge graph crisis. It sounds complicated, but think of it like this. Imagine a giant global library that has millions of books on biology, but there's no index, and worse, someone has torn out all the pages and just thrown them all over the floor. That, right there, is basically the state of our medical knowledge today, a complete mess. And this mess, this fragmentation, it's not just a little inefficient, it has huge financial consequences. I mean, look at this. Our medical knowledge is scattered across more than 200 different databases that don't talk to each other. This leads to something like $50 billion being wasted every year just on researchers doing the same work over and over again. And the real kicker? There's an estimated $40 billion in value just sitting there untapped from drugs we already have that could be used for new diseases. So what happens when we try to use AI on this jumbled data? Well, the AI learns all the wrong things. We are literally drowning in data but starving for real insight. The kind of insight that could actually save lives. And this is exactly where most AI today just falls flat. The models, they take shortcuts, a huge number. We're talking up to 85% of them find patterns that look real but aren't actually real biological causes. Scientists call these spurious correlations. It's like an AI looking at the world and deciding, hey, roosters crow every morning and the sun rises every morning, so roosters must cause the sunrise. It sounds silly, but in medicine, making that kind of mistake can waste years and billions of dollars on a dead-end drug. Okay, so how do we fix this? How do we find the real connections? Well, you build a better detective, and that's where this GNN, or Graph Neural Network platform, comes in. It's an AI built specifically to solve this exact problem, this crisis of lost knowledge. Just think of this GNN as an AI that's creating a relationship map for all of biology. It doesn't just read words on a page. No, it understands the connections between things. You know, how this specific gene links to that protein, and how that protein is then affected by a certain drug. It's literally piecing together the true story of a disease. But this AI has a special trick up its sleeve, and this is what makes it a total game changer. So here it is, the secret sauce. The biggest problem with AI in medicine, hands down, is trust. See, most AI is what we call a black box. It spits out an answer, but it can't tell you how it got that answer. And if you're a scientist or a regulator making a life or death decision, an answer with no explanation is completely useless. You just can't work with that. A black box is a non-starter. And this is the key difference. The GNN platform isn't a black box, it's a glass box. For every single prediction it makes, whether it's about a drug target or a disease pathway, it shows you its homework. It lays out the biological evidence, it points to the scientific papers, it backs up everything it says. This is so important. Every prediction is anchored to published biological evidence. By showing its work, by justifying everything with evidence you can actually go and check, this AI is built from the ground up to pass the intense scrutiny of places like the FDA. And that right there, that shatters one of the biggest barriers holding AI back in medicine, the trust barrier. Okay, so what happens when you put it all together? You've got an AI that can connect all the dots, and it explains exactly how it did it. Well, the payoff? The results are absolutely dramatic. First off, speed. The platform can find potential new drug targets up to 70% faster. Think about that. A process that used to take years can now be done in a matter of months. That is a massive leap forward. And then there's the cost. It helps slash the huge costs of actually testing those ideas in the lab. How? By running all these complex simulations first. It can cut the cost of the actual physical experiments by as much as 60%. You're saving time and a ton of money. And remember that untapped potential in old drugs we talked about? Well, this platform is designed to find new uses for them. And for every single drug that gets successfully repurposed, it could save up to $40 million compared to developing a new one from scratch. So what does all this mean for you, for us? These aren't just numbers on a slide. This translates into a real-world impact for patients. It means faster access to more affordable, more effective medicines. It means getting treatments to the people who need them faster than we ever thought possible. But this isn't just about one cool research tool. The vision here is way bigger. The goal is to build a platform that becomes the new global standard for how all drug discovery is done, period. And, the business opportunity here is massive. The platform is aimed at several interconnected markets. You've got over $8 billion for new drug targets, almost $5 billion for AI and discovery, but the biggest slice of the pie? Drug repurposing. That's a nearly $40 billion opportunity all by itself. The game plan to get there is pretty straightforward. It's a clear 3-step process. Step 1, prove the tech works with pilot programs. Step 2, scale the platform out to hundreds of pharmaceutical and biotech companies. And the final step? Become the one indispensable platform, the global standard for this whole new way of doing medicine. So at the end of the day, this is about so much more than just being faster or making money. It's about unlocking a whole new era of medicine by finally making sense of the mountains of knowledge we've already built. It really leaves us with this one final, incredibly hopeful question. If we can finally connect all the dots in biology, what incurable disease will it help us solve next? Thanks for watching.